All right, we're back with Project Super Sport. I don't know if you can see from the video, but Jake's down there dropping the oil. I know it's new oil, but we have to drop it because we're going to do the oil pan gasket and the rear main seal. So a couple of things we can't do, or parts we can't order until we do this is we have to
take the oil pump off so that we can measure it, because apparently there's two inlet sizes. I can't remember off the top of my head what they are. What we'll do is when we get it off, we'll measure it, head down to the auto parts store and see which one is meant specifically for this car, because there's a couple engine sizes and other parts that went in here for whatever engine size.
Okay, so here's the oil pan. We got a couple bolts out, got some swivel sockets. Found out that the oil pan bolts are standard 3/8. Ethan's gonna be helping us out today. Got a guest star. Also, if you can see, these motor mounts, they're coming out today too. All right, as expected, a couple extra things are gonna have to come off when we get the oil pan off. Flex plate's gonna have to come off. That should be real easy. It looks like 2, 4, 6 bolts. This is not a bolt, this is a dowel to help line that bad boy up. Also right here, as you can see, starter's gonna have to come out. I'm not too concerned about that because, well, as we were trying to start it the first time, we could tell that the starter was sticking. Hey Ethan, how's it going?
Bad.
He's just losing a race. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna be doing right here. See that rear flex plate I was talking about? I'm gonna be taking these bolts off right here. Take this off. I was able to get the starter out right here and sneak that out. I probably should have just taken this off first. It would have made my day a lot easier. So anyways, tough lessons learned, but this is going to be coming out, and then the oil pan should be dropping next. And then I'll show you, you can't see it right now, you'll get a clear picture after this, that rear main seal was seeping, and it looks like the oil pan gasket was also seeping here because we got some oil residue in there, not just grease.
Okay, Andrew finally got this starter motor out here after I don't know how long. Seems like it took him forever. What we got here is the motor, the electric motor itself of the starter. Up here is actuator, and we'll explain here what they do. So the motor spins this gear in here, and that comes out and hits the flywheel and turns the engine over. This actuator right here is what brings this gear out, slides on this shaft, and come in contact with the flywheel to start it. So I don't know if you can see on the teeth that they've started to get rounded over. They're not a clean square teeth anymore. There you go, because this starter was actually starting to grind, so it wasn't fully coming out and engaging, and those teeth were catching on the flywheel and messing them up. So this starter right here will be replaced because it was already giving us issues. But that's pretty much it. Old school starter. It's a little bit bigger than a modern car would be, and that's about it. Okay, we got the oil pan just about ready to come out here. Also got the rear main seal back here that is leaking. So this has like a cover that goes over. You can see the bolts. Yeah, he's getting off some of the last oil pan bolts, but in order to get that rear main, let's see here, in order to get that rear main out, this pan, it goes right there and it holds the rear main in. So I have to get the pan out, and then we can get these couple bolts up here out and pull the cover off to the rear main seal, and we'll replace the cover gasket, the rear main seal just inside of there. And we'll have the oil pan down, so we'll also change the gasket and the oil pan, and we'll have this whole lower end resealed over here.
Okay, so we got the oil pan off. Mostly. It's disconnected. So what we're doing right now is we have to take the oil pump off to get the rest of the, to get enough room to take the pan all the way out. So we're gonna sneak over to the front, and what I'm gonna show you is how it looks up here, right there. So that's the front, that's the crankshaft right there. You can kind of get a sneak peek at that, how that looks. When we take the pan out, you'll get a better look. And these bolts right here, that's the main cap for the bearings. What I did was that nut in the middle, I put a socket on there, and I turned the engine over so that we could get some room to move the counterbalances out of the way. Give us room to get this thing out. Okay. All right, well, I have the mad scientist under there. Did some gasket cleaning. Let's walk through about an hour and a half, 2 hour struggle here. Okay, so this is the oil pump, pickup tube, and don't ask me what the exact name of this is, but it picks to your oil pump. Anyways, oil shaft. All right. So this gave us a little bit of trouble. So these two holes right here, we got these bolts out. We thought there was a third bolt holding this up. We were incorrect. We were fighting with the main cap bolt, okay, which was not connected. Eventually, this popped off the dowel that it was sitting on, which allowed us to take our oil pan off. So here's our oil pan. If you're wondering what those pieces are, don't worry, it's not metal. We're very happy about that too. It's plastic. It's from whatever this is, which my guess is that it came from the shaft. So I'm really glad that it's not metal, but I do still need to identify whatever this is. So we're gonna go under there. I'm gonna show you what it looks like to be under the engine when the oil pan is off, so you can look at all the rods, bearings, the crankshaft, things like that. So this is how your engine looks from the inside, right? These are the bottom of your piston rods, right? This is your crankshaft and crankshaft balancer right up here, okay? I'm gonna hand my phone off to Jacob over here, right? He's gonna kind of give you a look at the back and kind of discuss a little bit of what he's doing back there with the rear main.
Okay, so the rear main seal sits right here.
Here's the old one.
This one's okay. So here, I use my other hand here. This seal right here inside of here, that's a rear main seal. This is a like a housing. It sits right here on the end of the crankshaft. Flywheel bolts here. The housing goes right here. Your oil pump bolts into here, feeds oil from the pan into the rest of the engine. So these are your counterbalance shafts. It's a little difficult to see on the crankshaft to eliminate vibration. Sorry about my finger. Try to move there. This is a main cap. So this cap has a bearing in there that holds the whole crankshaft and the bottom side of the engine. So these bearings and the torque on these bolts are very important. So we accidentally took that one out trying to get the oil pump out, thinking there was 3 bolts holding it in. So we'll have to put this back in and retorque it, and we'll check the rest of them. I think we may take off a couple of these main caps to inspect the bearings. I'm not sure we're gonna do that today, but overall it looks okay in here. It looks like there was a little burnt oil in here previously. Maybe this engine got a little hot or the oil wasn't changed frequently enough. So we'll do some inspection and see what we find out.
So here's the flex plate out of the car. The balance weight right here. You can check out all the teeth. Looks like they got good wear. Nothing too much that we're concerned about. But there is something that we noticed that's really odd to us. If you look right here, you can see there's like a lip, right? Go to this one, it's a little more prominent right here. You can kind of see right there. And it looks like it doesn't look like that's how it's made to be. I'm not sure, but I just don't think so, because we come to the last one and it's smooth. It seems to be the odd one out, but maybe these ones are. Our guess is that because of the transmission vibration, and that these bolts may have been vibrated loose and then they just kind of ate away at the metal here. I'm not sure, but I really think that to be true. Something I'm gonna have to confirm with a little bit of research. So anyways, this is the flex plate. This goes right to the back of your crankshaft. Here's the little dowel to help you line it up. It's kind of idiot proof, I guess you can say. And make sure that the weight goes on the inside. So